Hello, wonderful knowledge seekers, and welcome back to What Is. Today, we're diving headfirst into a concept as ancient as storytelling itself. A belief system that populates the heavens with more personalities than your average reality TV show, and certainly more drama. Today, we're asking, what is polytheism? Ever wondered why Zeus just couldn't keep it in his pants? Or why the Norse gods sometimes seemed like a dysfunctional, superpowered family? That's polytheism in action, my friends. So, what exactly is polytheism? Well, if we break down the word, it's pretty straightforward. Poly comes from the Greek for many, and theos means God. Put them together, and you get many gods. Simple, right? It's the belief in, and worship of, multiple deities. Contrast that with monotheism. Mono meaning one, where belief centers around a single supreme God. Think of it like this. If monotheism is a solo artist, polytheism is a full-blown orchestral performance, complete with a diverse cast of characters, each with their own instrument, their own part to play, and occasionally their own dramatic solo that throws the whole symphony into chaos. These aren't just a handful of celestial beings. We're often talking about entire pantheons, a fancy word for a family or group of gods. And within these cosmic families, there's usually a hierarchy, a pecking order, much like any royal court, or perhaps more accurately, your own family during a particularly fraught holiday dinner. There's often a king or queen of the gods, like Zeus for the Greeks, or Odin for the Norse. But under them, there's a whole host of divine entities. And here's where it gets really interesting, and often quite relatable. These gods aren't just abstract concepts. Oh no. Polytheistic deities are often incredibly personified. They have names, personalities, quirks, strengths, weaknesses, and yes, sometimes even very human-like failings. They fall in love, they get jealous, they throw temper tantrums, they cheat, they bless, they curse. They even occasionally get tricked by mischievous mortals, or, you know, their own children. It's the divine equivalent of a cosmic soap opera, but with world-shaking consequences. These gods also tend to have specific domains or portfolios. There's a god of the sea, a goddess of wisdom, a deity of war, a trickster god, a goddess of the harvest, and so on. Need a good crop? Pray to Demeter, going to battle. Invoke Ares, feeling particularly smitten. Aphrodite's your gal. This specialization means that pretty much every aspect of life, from the grandest cosmic event to the most mundane daily task, could be overseen and influenced by a specific deity. It makes the universe feel a bit more managed, doesn't it? Like there's a cosmic administrative department for everything. So, where do we see polytheism at play throughout history and even today? Well, the most famous examples probably spring to mind instantly. You've got the ancient Greeks, with their legendary Olympians, Zeus, Hera, Poseidon, Hades, Athena, Apollo, Artemis, Aphrodite, Hermes, Dionysus, Demeter, and Hephaestus, each with their own temples, myths, and fan clubs. They were everywhere, from the architecture to the plays, influencing everything from philosophy to daily rituals. The Romans, not to be outdone, essentially adopted the Greek pantheon, just gave them new names: Jupiter, Juno, Neptune, Pluto, Minerva, and so on. It was like a divine rebranding exercise. Then there are the Norse gods: Odin, the wise but often scheming All-Father; Thor, the hammer-wielding protector of mankind; Loki, the chaotic, shape-shifting trickster; Freya, the goddess of love, beauty, war, and death. Their stories are epic, dark, and wonderfully complex, full of giants, dwarves, and the eventual cataclysm of Ragnarok. These gods weren't always benevolent. They were powerful, often dangerous, and demanded respect. Let's not forget the ancient Egyptians. with their fascinating pantheon of gods, often depicted with animal heads: Ra, the sun god; Isis, the mother goddess; Osiris, god of the underworld; Anubis, the jackal-headed god of embalming and the dead. Their theology was intricate, deeply tied to the cycles of the Nile, life, death, and the afterlife. And polytheism isn't just a thing of the past. Many cultures around the world still practice or are influenced by polytheistic traditions. Hinduism, for example, which is sometimes described as monotheistic, the worship of one god without denying the existence of others, features a vast array of gods and goddesses like Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Ganesha. While many Hindus believe in one ultimate reality, Brahman, the deities are seen as different manifestations or aspects of that divine whole. It's a rich, vibrant, and incredibly diverse tradition. Similarly, Shintoism in Japan reveres numerous kami, which are spirits or deities that inhabit everything from mountains and rivers to trees and ancestors. So, why would people believe in multiple gods? Well, for many ancient cultures, polytheism offered a comprehensive way to understand and interact with the complex world around them. Each god represented a different force of nature, a specific human emotion, or an aspect of society. If the sun rose, it was Apollo or Ra. If a storm raged, it was Zeus's wrath or Poseidon's fury. Fertility and harvest were the domain of goddesses like Demeter or Freya. It provided an explanation for everything, from the changing seasons to the mysteries of love and war. It also offered multiple avenues for worship and devotion. You could appeal to different gods for different needs, creating a more personalized and flexible relationship with the divine. It meant there was always someone, or rather, some god, you could turn to. A divine specialist, if you will. Polytheism, while perhaps less common in its overt forms today compared to monotheism, has profoundly shaped human history, art, literature, and even our language. Think of the planets named after Roman gods, or phrases like Pandora's box, Herculean effort, or narcissistic. These stories and figures aren't just ancient relics. They're woven into the fabric of our modern world. They remind us that for much of human history, the heavens were a bustling, multifaceted realm, a grand tapestry woven with the vibrant threads of countless gods and goddesses. And that, my friends, is a quick dive into the wonderful, dramatic, and surprisingly relatable world of polytheism. If you enjoyed peeling back the layers of this fascinating belief system, please hit that like button, subscribe to What Is for more deep dives, and let us know in the comments below, which polytheistic pantheon do you find most intriguing? And what is topic should we tackle next? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.